what is the future of UC? Specifically, what happens when we put all of our services in the cloud? That's why I'm speaking with Dean Manzoori. He is the Vice President of Product Management, UCaaS, over at Masergy. Dean, thank you very much for having time to speak with us.
Thank you, Robert. Glad to be here.
Now, Masergy is announcing a new tool, and the whole purpose of the tool is to streamline the provisioning process for UCaaS. How far are we from UCaaS truly being plug and play for the enterprise? No provisioning having to take place at the local level.
Yeah, so we're there. Our product, the user provisioning API, is an abstraction layer that we've created to simplify that process. So web services REST APIs that enable customers to build scripts that synchronize our platform with any SaaS HR application that they use to create users for onboarding or offboarding. So you can add a user, delete a user, modify a user, all from within your environment. We've had this requested from our enterprise customers for some time now, and I'm happy to report that with this tool, we're going to enable enterprises to manage users directly from their own environment, including Active Directory.
That's what I like about this particular solution. Because you're allowing us to use scripts, I don't really have to change anything about the way I provision. I'm just provisioning in a different space. And it also means that the provisioning is persistent.
Right. So all you will need, and the APIs allow you to get this information in real time. So all you'll need is a telephone number. You will need a phone model, a MAC address. That's it. Those are the three pieces of information that you'll need to map from your SaaS HR application into our call platform. So what that means is that when you're onboarding a new employee, you just have to give them a model, MAC address on a telephone. You fill those fields out and you have a trigger within your SaaS application that automatically creates a user. And for going forward, it'll always synchronize the two together.
That was sort of the promise of UC back in the old day. It finally took a cloud deployment to make it really happen.
Exactly, yeah.
Now, looking to the future, where do you see UC going? Because UC from, again, 10 years ago is not UC today. As we start to move more and more of our services into the cloud, having everything as a service, do you see these suites talking to one another? In other words, should my UC suite be able to talk to my CRM suite? Should my other SaaS applications have access to the collaboration tools? Where will this be in 5 years?
So, great question, and going back, if you can remember, integration means different things to different people. 10 years ago, and even today, integration of a UC platform to a CRM, to most people, is click to dial and screen pops, right? But I think we can take it much further than that. We're working with a technology partner to roll out an integration platform as a service, which will allow you to, without doing coding and programming, to be able to allow the line managers to create workflows among different platforms. So for example, we can, at the booth we're demonstrating this, I can receive a call, selectively record the call if the ANI matches with an object in Salesforce. And if that object exists, then I will record the call and transcribe it. Then I can put that transcription back into the CRM as an activity history. So here we've got this application is the integration platform as a service is looking into the API channels into our platform for recording, for calling. It's also looking into Salesforce.com for querying users and creating an activity history. We're also looking into, for example, IBM Watson to do the transcription. We could even use IBM Watson for sentiment analysis. And if the customers on the other end, it was perceived to be negative, we can automatically create a task for me in my schedule to follow up the next day. Or better yet, we can create a ticket in our ticketing system, so someone in support can follow up with them.
Right. And of course, since you're transcribing all of this, it becomes infinitely searchable. And because it's infinitely searchable, it means you can get far more business intelligence out of the communications you already have.
Yes, I mean, the fact that this is so open, it's almost like having Lego pieces that you can build anything you want. So if you're using Google Speech to do your transcription, no problem. The hooks, the API channels have been normalized for that as well. And you can apply all kinds of analytics to this, so you don't have to go back and listen to everything. You can pretty much have the intelligence, the artificial intelligence, decide on how you're doing in general terms with your customers, right? You can see trends, what you're saying. You can key off of phrases that are being spoken. You can look for trends, which is really, at the end of the day, that's why you record calls.
Right. One last tidbit I'm hoping to get from you, and that is, if I were to walk down to the Masergy booth right now, they're talking about contextual communications. That's your big push this year. What is Masergy's idea of contextual communications, and what does it mean?
So, we all have telephony instant messaging app where you can make a phone call, you can get instant messaging from your colleagues,
Right.
You can do a video call and so on. But when you're communicating with that person, wouldn't it be nice to have the recent emails, for example, of that person right in that communications hub? So we've introduced several months ago Communicator Hub, where when you're interacting with someone with some history, you can automatically pull up at the same time that you're chatting. You can see your meetings, your emails. If they're a customer, you can see their CRM information without having to fumble around multiple applications. You can see everything in one app, and at a glance, you can see your recent interactions. And if you're focusing on one particular email, let's say, you can click and go directly to that email for the full app experience.
No more of that. Don't you remember we talked about this 5 months ago? It's right there. And you combine that with the transcription.
Yes.
I mean, really, you can have on every call a complete picture of all the communications you've had with that person or that entity.
And have it be ready for you next time.
That's nice.
You're interacting with that same person.
Well, Dean, I can't wait to see what Masergy has in store for us. Now, if you could, please tell our audience where they can find Masergy, where they can find you on the internet.
Well, you can find me at dean.manzoori@masergy.com. You can also come to our booth at Enterprise Connect, here at booth 1119, and our website, masergy.com.
Dean Manzoori, the Vice President of Product Management for UCaaS at Masergy. We want to thank you for sharing the Legos of UC.
Thank you, Robert. Appreciate it.